So much suffering for a life that nobody asked for. Remember, no one asked for this. It may seem like people are enjoying their lives because they're doing their best to love this life, but really, nobody asked for this. They're just being forced to try to love this life. It's not like people really love this life. The truth is, people do not love their lives, so they're doing whatever they can to at least enjoy themselves, to keep themselves busy enough to forget the truth, which is that they do not love their lives. There's a reason why we always want to do something. There's a reason why people can't be by themselves. There's a reason why we love distracting ourselves. It's because we don't actually love life. So we need to do what we can to distract ourselves. There's so much pain in this world, man. There's too much suffering for a life that can be taken away at any time. And think about this. Your life can be taken away at any time. Any idiot out there can decide that they don't want you to be in this world anymore. And they can take your life away. Just like that. So after suffering for so many years, a person can decide to take your life away and actually succeed and not even face the consequences. People believe that if you kill someone, there's a God that's going to judge you. They don't realize that we're in hell. The universe does not care what happens to you, all right? There are people who have gotten away with things that you can't even imagine. And some of these people are enjoying their lives. Some of these people are genuinely happy because they're playing the game right. You see, they're doing things that actually make them happy. They don't care about other people. They don't care about how their actions are affecting others. Nah, they don't care. A week ago, a very famous rapper got killed here in South Africa. Someone shot him and he died just like that. He didn't want to die. He had worked so hard to be where he was. But someone saw it necessary that his life gets taken away. And it's very much possible that they might not actually suffer for doing that. They might actually get a lot of money because they did that. Maybe someone sent them to kill him, so they get paid because they did that. They get to enjoy their lives because they did that. Nature does not care. That's something that you must realize. There isn't a God that is out there that's like, man, that this person has done something wrong. I'm angry because this person has killed this person. Nature does not give a fuck. Stop lying to yourselves, all right? Nature does not give a fuck. Nature wants us to be doing all these crazy things. I mean, look at how animals be killing each other. You think nature cares? That's what nature wants. Some animals have to kill other animals in order to survive. If they do not kill, then they won't be able to survive. You think nature cares? That's how nature programmed things. All right? You're part of nature. If there was a lion hiding somewhere and it told me making this video, it will not have a problem. It will not be like, that's a human. A human is better than me, so I'm not gonna attack this human. No, it will attack me and not have any problem afterwards. It will not feel guilty. Just that humans would look for it everywhere so that they will kill it for some reason. Like, it will make them feel better. They do this a lot when an animal kills a human. Like when a crocodile kills a human, they kill that crocodile. Like, hey, it's nature, man. It's nature. Let it go. We're in hell. It's not a good world. So expect all these horrible things that you hate to happen because we are in hell. You gotta open your eyes, Stop lying to yourself. People be lying to themselves a lot. They've lied to themselves a lot that they've convinced themselves that this is heaven. We can turn this into a heaven. No, we can't. It's not possible. Too many cycles. And one thing that you must realize is that if you are not a psycho, it does not mean that you could not have been a psycho. You might have had a good life, so life didn't program you to become a psycho. Because people lie to themselves a lot. They think that they are better than these people that are doing all these horrible things. You're not better than them, Given the right circumstances, you'll be like them. Easy. You could easily be like them. It's not something that is impossible. So you must stop lying to yourself. We just live in a horrible world. And in this horrible world, all these crazy things happen. Sometimes I ask myself a lot of questions when I see people crying when bad things happen. Like, what did you expect? This is where all these things happen. Like, you did not expect this to happen. You knew that these things were possible. Anything can happen in this world. I think it's better to expect the worst. I think it's better. Don't be thinking you're in a good world and this world is on your side. It's not. This world is not on your side. This world is not your friend. So much suffering for a life that nobody asked for and that everyone is forced to love. People are forced to love life. And they've convinced themselves that those who do not love this life are sick. Those who do not love this life need treatment. Because every person should love this life. Not that delusion. When you really think about it, these people are just delusional. I mean, are they not seeing what is happening in this world? Don't they realize that actually, if a person is really aware of what's happening in this world, they should not love this world because there are too many crazy things that are happening. But they think, nah, you must love this life because sometimes you do experience things that you love. Sometimes you do eat the food that you like. Sometimes you do find yourselves in relationships that actually work. Sometimes you do get to make it. For every person that makes it, there's millions of people that haven't. So don't you feel like forcing these people to love life is cruel? A life that they did not even ask for. A life that can be taken away at any time. And it seems like we want people's lives to just be taken away. People die without their consent, and that's what we want. We don't want people to be able to choose when they're going to die. We don't want people to say, you know what, I'm here. I'm conscious. I'm aware of what is happening. I'm intelligent. I know that I'm a human being. I know that I'm in a world. I might not understand everything about this world. I might not know where we come from, but there isn't any human that actually understands what's going on, so it's cool. What I want is to be here for at least 30 years and be gone. I don't want to be here for more than 50 years. I want to die at age 30. We don't want people to say that. We don't want a person to say, I want to die at age 50. No. So what do we expect? Don't we expect people to get killed? Don't we expect people to get involved in accidents and die? Don't we expect people to get sick and die? Don't we expect people to die of old age? We don't want people to exit peacefully. Wouldn't it be beautiful if when a person feels like they've lived their lives, they tell everyone that, yo, I've lived my life. I'm good. I've lived. I want to have a party. I want to host a party, invite all my friends, talk to them for the last time, and then exit peacefully. Wouldn't that be beautiful? To deny a person their right to exit. Look, it's the most evil thing on this planet. Let me tell you that. It's literally the most evil thing. Because if a person does not like this world, they must be able to leave. You see? Because the things that are happening in this world are the things that should be happening. You know what I'm saying? All these horrible things that are happening are things that are supposed to happen. It's not like this is a mistake. Like I keep on telling you that suffering is not a bug. Suffering is a future. So to take a person's right to say no to all of this, that is evil. And it's not justifiable. You see? People must be able to say, nah, I will do this for as long as I want to. If I reach a point where I feel like the pain is too much, I'm exiting. And we must understand that as a society, and we must assist them to exit. If a person say, if I feel like I'm too broke and I don't want to work, I'm exiting. You must understand that nobody asked for this. But this life requires so much from us. We're supposed to work. Wake up early in the morning every day and go to work. That is suffering. If a person doesn't want to do that, if a person doesn't want to wake up in the morning every day and go to work, that is suffering. If they have to do that, it is suffering. So allowing them to have freedom to exit, it's beautiful. No one should be forced to do this. Life is way too hard to be forcing someone to live it. To force someone to be here, you're evil if that's what you're doing. Even bringing people here is evil, because you have brought them into this world without their consent, and because you've brought them into this world, they have to deal with life. They have to be here for many years. I mean, imagine being here for 60 years, man. You have to do this because someone thought it was the right thing to do. You have to do this because someone didn't think clearly. See, humans are just doing what they're programmed to do, just like other animals. And one thing that I've realized and that I really hate is that they don't want people to think outside the box. They don't want people to think outside their programming. You see, everyone must just be like everyone else. They must just do what they're programmed to do. They must not ask themselves deeper questions. People shouldn't be asking themselves why they're doing this. Nope. They must just find ways to survive and perpetuate suffering. No one should question why they have to suffer. Whether all of this is worth it, or if we're just living a lie as a collective. People are not allowed to ask themselves questions, really. Questions that actually matter to them. Because think about it, if you are here and you're suffering, doesn't it matter to you that you understand why you have to suffer? It does, doesn't it? It might not matter to the people that are not suffering, but to you, it does. And it should. If it doesn't matter to you, I'm saying that it should matter to you. You should actually choose to make it matter. Like I said, nothing really matters, but you do have the power to choose what should matter. And I'm saying that should matter. It should matter. Why are you suffering? It is very, very important to ask yourself, well, I'm here and I'm experiencing a lot of suffering. Why? Why ain't I happy? Why am I not experiencing a lot of joy? Why am I not having the things that I want? Why does this feel more like hell? These are the questions that should matter to you. And finding the answers to these questions should matter. You see? But now, society doesn't want people to ask themselves these kind of questions. I think the reason why society does not want people to ask themselves these kind of questions is because it's afraid of the answers. Because if you go into dedicate your time to trying to find the answers to these kind of questions, you want to find the answers, and the answers won't be good. The answers won't be um, making you feel very comfortable. The answers are gonna make you feel like, yeah, man, I don't know why I'm doing this, or I don't think I should be doing this anymore. I don't think anyone should be doing this anymore. I don't think that people should be having children. I think that people should be allowed to live if they want to live. We shouldn't be forcing people to do this. They're afraid of this kind of answers. But these answers are what is true. You see? The truth is that we live in a very, very crazy world that does not care about anyone. And a lot of people are experiencing suffering. And not for any meaningful reason. Life just wants to continue at any cost. Now, the universe just wants to continue to exist at any cost. It doesn't care if the sentient life is not really enjoying the experience. Nah, it doesn't really care about that. It only cares about the continuation of life in this universe. That is why people are not being encouraged to ask themselves these questions that are going to make them hate their experience, that are going to make them hate life. People are just supposed to be behaving like robots. The problem with behaving like that is because even when it is not in your best interest to do certain things, you still do these things because that's what you're programmed to do, you see? It's like if you set an alarm to ring at 6 o'clock, and then someone calls you at 4 a.m. and say, yo man, let's go to a funeral. I don't want to go to that funeral alone. Let's go. And cool, let's go. You forgot that you set the alarm to ring at 6 a.m., right? You get to the funeral. So the alarm will still ring. The alarm will still ring. Even when everyone is quiet and all the mobile devices are supposed to be off, because it's very taboo to keep your devices on at funerals where I live, because we take funerals very seriously. But your phone will still ring because you set the alarm to ring at 6. Your phone is not going to be like, no. Let me not ring because this person doesn't want me to ring. Like, this person is already awake. And he's in a place where if I ring, I'm going to bring all the attention to him. So human beings behave that way. Animals behave that way. They just do what they're programmed to do. They don't try to think outside the box and try to ask themselves if it's necessary for them to do certain things, or if them doing these things is going to bring positive results. That's why we're in this mess that we're in today. You see, life is full of suffering because humans don't think. That's one of the reasons. That it's not the only reason, but one of the biggest reasons why we are suffering is because we don't think. We can't think outside the box. We're just doing the things that we are programmed to do. Because if we really were able to think, we will not be making decisions that are perpetuating our suffering. We will be able to recognize the fact that a lot of people are suffering, and they're suffering because of the bad decisions that we're continuing to make. You see, if we stop behaving like robots, we'll be able to minimize suffering. That is why it's important that we think. That is why it's important that we become conscious, we become aware. Not that many people are aware. There are a lot of people that are actually intelligent, but they're not aware. You see, they're not conscious enough. You see, being aware is more like being able to see what is really going on, being able to see everything. You might be able to see everything that's going on. You might be aware of everything that's going on, but not have the intelligence to fix the problems that are happening as a result of what's going on. And there can be people that actually have the intelligence to fix the problems that are going on, but who are not aware. You see, they're not aware enough to realize that there are problems, but they do have the intelligence to fix this problem. It's more like when someone becomes a coach because they know that they cannot fight, like their bodies won't allow them to fight, and then the coach people that can fight. It's kind of the same thing. These people are very, very aware. They know how people should fight, but they can't fight. They don't have the skills. In fact, they might even have the skills, but their bodies do not allow them to fight. So they find people that are strong enough to fight, and then they train these people. But these people cannot train these people that become their coaches, because the people that become their coaches are the people that are very, very conscious. You see, are people that are aware of what's really happening in the fight game, how to fight very well and stuff. So it's very important that we are conscious. It's very important that we are aware of the things that are happening, so that we will know what we must do. We shouldn't just be intelligent, we must be conscious. There are a lot of animals that are more conscious than some humans, but they don't have the power to make things better. They are conscious enough to know what's really happening. I've seen animals that are more conscious than humans. But like, yeah, this animal is more conscious than most humans. But what can he do? He does not have the power to change things. There are a lot of people who are in power, who are, intelligent, but who are not conscious. So they don't know what should be done. They're just using their intelligence to get the things that they want. They're just using their intelligence to survive in this world. That's it. There's no need to perpetuate suffering. There's no need. People have just convinced themselves that there is a need for this to continue, but there isn't. There will be no problem if all of this ended, because it has no meaning, and there's way too much suffering for a life that has no meaning, you see. If people were suffering but life had meaning, at least to some extent we'll be able to justify their suffering. That wouldn't mean that it is okay to bring humans into this world, no, but at least we'll have something to talk about. We'll be able to say, yeah, we're suffering because of this. This is the reason why we're suffering. But no, people are suffering because they behave like robots, because they are not thinking. And if you don't think, suffering is inevitable. Think of all the decisions that you've made in your life without thinking. You realize that most of these decisions brought suffering into your life. Or when you think you have a chance at minimizing suffering, you'll be able to foresee things before they happen. Or if I do 1, 2, 3, this might happen. If I do things this way, this might happen. So let me do things this way. Is it? Most parents do not think. I mean, when you really think about it, you realize that most parents are not even qualified to be parents. Most people who become parents are not intelligent enough to be parents. Most humans are not intelligent enough to be parents. They're not intelligent enough to raise a child. But they don't know that because they're not even intelligent enough to know that. That's why they say that people who are dumb don't know that they're dumb, and that's the worst thing about them. You see? And it becomes a problem for other people. You see, other people are going to suffer because you are stupid. You will suffer as well, but other people are going to suffer more because it won't be their fault. You see, it will be your fault. You'll be the one that's causing suffering for them, so they will suffer worse because of that. Because they will know that they shouldn't be suffering. They're only suffering because there's an idiot that has made stupid decisions. Most people are not qualified to be parents. I mean, to become a parent, you must be really, really intelligent. All right. You must be able to understand other people's emotions. You cannot raise a child if you are incapable of understanding other humans, because that child is a human too. How can you raise a child if you don't understand other people's emotions, if you don't understand other people's feelings, if you don't understand how different people are? You don't understand human nature. You only understand yourself. How can you be a good parent? You're going to be a horrible parent thinking that you're a good parent because you love your child. Because there are a lot of parents out there who think that they're good parents because they love their children. No, you're not a good parent if you're not intelligent. Parenting is a lot of work and it requires intelligence. There are lots of adults that are suffering from childhood trauma because they had dumb parents. They were brought into this world by people who weren't ready to have children, who were not intelligent enough to have children, but who weren't aware that they weren't ready to have children. You see? The problem is that people who are stupid don't know that they're stupid. I mean, it would be good if people that are stupid knew that they were stupid, so that they will know what not to do. If I know that I'm not intelligent enough to be a parent, I'm not intelligent enough to raise a child, why should I have a child? If I know that I'm not intelligent enough to be a leader, why should I lead? If I know that I'm not intelligent enough to be a teacher, why should I teach? It matters that you're good enough to do something. It matters that you're good enough to be a parent, because you're raising humans, you're raising little humans that are going to be part of this world. If you don't raise them well, how do you think they're going to participate in this world? They might end up doing messed up things, and society ends up blaming them while it's not really their fault. While it's really your fault because you weren't conscious enough to realize that you are not good enough to be a parent. You see? It is important that we think. If we do not think, things are only going to become worse. The times that we live in are super complicated. This ain't the time for people to be thinking like animals. This is the time for people to really be conscious and see beyond their programming. This is the time for people to really ask themselves the most important questions. Because if we're not doing that, we're going to perpetuate suffering unnecessarily. Every time I see a child suffering because their parents weren't intelligent enough, I feel angry. Like shit. Shouldn't we be telling these people that they're too stupid to be having children? No, I'm serious, man. I think sometimes we must be that honest. I mean, if you know you don't know how to make money, if you know you don't understand a lot of things that other people understand, if you know that you don't really matter in our society, like people don't care about you, people are not treating you right, you have no value to offer in this world, shouldn't you be thinking twice before bringing a new being into this world? Now, I'm not saying that it is okay for people that are doing very well in society to bring children. I'm saying these are the things that you must think about. No one should be bringing a child into this world because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what kind of lives that they're going to have. You don't know if they're going to love this experience. And you must also understand that whether a person loves this experience or not, they will be forced to have it. You see? They will be forced to continue to have this experience because there are a lot of people who think, in fact, they don't even think, but they feel like this experience is worth it. And every person must want to have it. Once a person is here, they are doomed. They must continue to have this experience, and they must not even have a right to say, man, I'm not enjoying this experience. They don't have a right to say that publicly. There are a lot of people who feel like they don't want to be part of this, but they can't say that publicly because we live in a world that does not allow that to happen. We live in a world that's full of people who are too judgmental. But most of these people that are judgmental don't even think. They don't even qualify to judge other people. You see, they're not intelligent enough to understand other people. Have you realized that most people who judge others are people that are actually dumb, are people who don't understand other people, and people who cannot relate to other people? I mean, the people that really understand other people don't judge them. In fact, instead of trying to judge other people, they try to understand them more. Why is this person this way? Why does this person think this way? Why is this person different? They try to understand these things. They don't act like they get it, even if they don't. It is dangerous to feel like you get it. You understand people that you do not understand, and you understand what is best for them. It is very important to understand that you don't understand things from other people's perspective. It is very important, so try your best to understand. Or if you are not capable of understanding them, then understand that you're not capable of understanding them. You see? You're going to save yourself from a lot of problems. You're going to save yourself from a lot of troubles. If you understand what I'm telling you. Thank you.